Harper Audio presents The Elementia Chronicles, Herobrine's Message, by Fay Wolfe. Read by Edward Killingback. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Niccolo Machiavelli. Part 1. The Ultimatum. Chapter 1. The Free Ones. There was silence in the Capitol rotunda, save the sound of hundreds of pairs of feet marching. Row by row, the black-clad troops filed into lines. Jaden and G glanced around the room nervously at the dozens of dark figures positioned in the upper balcony, all of whom had loaded bows aiming down into the giant mass of soldiers. G took a deep breath and let it out. He knew what was going on. 4 days had passed since he had left Cyrus alone in that obsidian chamber with a diamond pickaxe in his hand, and now Tess had ordered that all soldiers meet in the rotunda for an emergency. Sure enough, Tess emerged on the highest, most ornate and most pronounced balcony of the rotunda, made from chiseled quartz blocks. There was no hint of joy on her face. There was only a scowl as she looked down on all the soldiers. Gazing back up at her and cowering under her intimidating leer, they were all silent. Finally, Tess spoke. "Last night," Tess announced, "our hostages from the Adorian village escaped captivity." A collective gasp rolled across the soldiers as they realized what that meant. "To escape, the hostages tunneled through a 5-block-thick wall of solid obsidian," continued Tess. "This is a feat that would take at least 2 full days to complete if done by anything other than a diamond pickaxe. And seeing as no guard saw any sign of an escape in progress during their checkups, this can only mean that somebody in this room managed to sneak a diamond pickaxe to the hostages." A collective burst of panic rose off the crowd, and though nobody dared to speak, the tension in the room could be cut with a sword. "I know that someone among us is the traitor," Tess said, slowly as her eyes swept over the soldiers below her. "If you step forwards and reveal yourself to me now, then you shall simply be executed by firing squad, quickly and painlessly. However, if you don't, then I shall be forced to begin interrogations, and when I discover who it is, you will be tortured without mercy before you become food for the zombie villagers. If anybody would like to speak out, you may do so now." G, who was struggling to keep his own heart from exploding with panic, heard Jaden beside him take a deep breath, let it out, and then raise his hand. "I confess," Jaden said, a slight warble in his voice. "I did it." G's mind went blank, refusing to comprehend what was happening. He turned to stare at Jaden in utter shock, totally blindsided and utterly bewildered by what his best friend had just said. "Is that so?" asked Tess, a hint of surprise in her voice as all the soldiers around Jaden backed away from him in abhorrence. G followed suit, convinced that he had gone totally insane. "How did you do it, Jaden? And what was your motivation?" "My name is Jaden," he exclaimed, pulling off his black leather cap, throwing it to the ground and stomping on it. "I am a member of the Governing Council of Element City and a friend of President Stan 2012. I have been living undercover among you for these past weeks, working to free the hostages you have taken from us. Now my work here is done." A manic smile crossed Jaden's face as he pumped his fist into the air and, with patriotic fervor, he bellowed, "Long live the Republic! Long live President Stan!" G's mind was still reeling from what was going on.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?